and welcome to the Spotlight. I am your host, Ali Jallo, and tonight my guest is Sulayman Jagne, a Senior Forestry Officer at the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources. Mr. Jagne is a seasoned forest officer with a wide wealth of knowledge in forestry and climate change. Mr. Jagne, welcome to the FATO Network.
Thank you so much, Aliu, for having me, and thank you, the entire team of FATO Network.
First and foremost, let me just congratulate you on your recent award that the FATO Network actually published. Congratulations for putting the Gambia's name out there. So basically, just to come down to the interview proper, we understand that you're from Jagne, growing up in the village down to where you are today. Could you take us through your journey growing up from the provincial Gambia to a senior forestry officer at the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources?
Thank you so much, Aliu. I'm very delighted to answer these questions. Aliu, first of all, as you already mentioned, my name is Sulayman Jagne. I'm from Nyamina Jagne, a village in CRR, and Nyamina is located in Nyamina East, the first village of Nyamina East. Well, I did all my childhood in Nyamina, and from grade 1 to grade 6, I did in Jagne Primary School. From there, I moved to Brikamba Junior Secondary School, where I did my junior secondary school. And from there also, I moved to Kaurus Junior Secondary School, where I graduated in 2001. From there, I proceed to GTMI, Gambia Training Institute at Kanifing, where I did my IT. During the process, I was informed by colleagues, and that for that matter, informed me that there is an. Before that, let me just go through my background of education as well. Well, from the senior secondary school, I joined Ministry of Education as a classroom teacher.
As an unqualified teacher?
Yeah, unqualified teacher by then.
Yeah.
I was teaching grade 7, 8, 9 on ACS.
Okay.
From there, on that very fruitful year, I can say, the school where I taught, that's Jagne Basic Cycle School. And that very year, everybody was very grateful about my performance with the students, because I can say majority of my students got excellence. I think it's only few that have passed. Yeah. But majority of them got excellent, which they awarded me.
No.
And
that was a remarkable achievement.
Exactly, by the regional education office, with an award of a shirt, which is it's a batik, okay. and I like batik definitely.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, so I was very grateful at that time. I said, okay, I'll continue with this education. But later part of the day, I changed my mind when IT was booming in the Gambia.
Okay.
Everybody was thinking, if you don't know IT, you are not. Absolutely. Oh. So I decided to change my mind. I said, okay, look, I wanted to go and do my IT. And I was looking at the schools, probably I met one of my friends, and a brother for that matter, he told me that go to GTMI, okay. Gambia Training School. That's where I did my IT courses.
No, that's just to another thing that we learned is you also serve in the banking sector.
Yes.
And transiting from the banking sector where it is believed that it's a lucrative job with a good pay rise and a good working environment.
Exactly.
Now, could you tell us why the transition from the teaching field to the to the banking sector, from the banking sector to the forest department?
Well, from the teaching field, I started with forestry department first, which is 2008.
Okay.
When I started forestry department, I was there until I went to Kafura Training, National Forestry Training Institute at Kafura.
In Kombo East.
Yes, in Kombo East.
Yeah.
So I graduated there. During the process, I got another scholarship from Personal Management Office to pursue my CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate. Yeah, I was there. I was posted to Dankunku from the graduation from National Forestry School at Kafuta. I was posted to Kafuta, sorry, Dankunku as my first postings in Forestry Department. I was there 2009 to 2011. So I saw a vacant position in the bank, and I decided to apply. When I applied almost about 3 banks, and they all absorbed me. Yeah, within the 1 week, they all absorbed me. So I decided, I said, look, let me look at the bank which I feel wanted to go. So I said, okay, Trust Bank is a household name, Gambian bank, purely Gambian bank, because that's the advertisement. So I said, okay, look, I want to serve my country. I went to Trust Bank. That warrant me to go to Trust Bank. But there are other banks that are paying more than Trust Bank. Okay. They all hire me, Aliu. But I feel I'm Sulayman and I'm from Gambia, and I want to serve the people of Gambia. This is exactly what I did. I went to Trust Bank for quite a long time, almost three years. I decided to shift back due to time frame, because sometimes the banking field is a little bit hectic.
It's challenging.
It's so challenging. Sometimes I don't have time for my kids. I don't have time for even my family. Wow. And sometimes, the work is very challenging, and it needs a lot of concentrations. And sometimes being a family, from a family, from a extended family, sometimes you need to engage yourself into social life. And when you are in banking system, you cannot have all those things. And I feel still it's not my way. That's why I just.
And you quit. Now we understand from your CV that one of your hobbies is actually research, which exposes a component that's lacking or limited in the Gambia. Could you share with us some of your research work you've done in the Gambia, and what are some of your findings on those research that you've made as part of your hobbies?
Exactly. Aliu, thank you so much. First of all, the research I make was to see how young people can pop into environmental protections. That was my research that I did, and I did with a friend. He passed away. It's late now, but we did together, and we find out that most of the problems that affect youth on these activities is just because of lack of communications. Because we feel we need to go to grassroots level to talk to people on these issues. They said if you hear it from the horse mouth, it's better than to hear from someone else. So this is what we did. We went to many schools to find out why people are not actually engaging in themselves into environmental issues, and also how to protect the environment. What they told us, like he said, we don't think there's any big benefit in environmental protections. This is what they told us.
Wow.
So we discuss with them. We have a meeting with them. We discuss with them thoroughly. We tell them that these are the issues. After doing this, these are the benefits. Because one thing, let me tell you, the concept of the Gambia, not only Gambia, I can say Africa for that matter. If you want to sensitize them, tell them first, what benefit are they going to get from this? Whatever activities you want to engage themselves, tell them first their benefits. But if you don't tell them their benefits, you want to tell them, this is what you're going to, what this is achievement, no, they will not listen to you. If you tell me, if you protect the environment here, at the end of the day, this is going to happen. First of all, we talk about the health sector to them. What are the health benefits? We told them that now you have climate change is taking place, and we are the one who need to take the environment seriously. So that now all these pandemics you're hearing, it's all caused by the climate change. And climate change starts from the grassroots level, from you, me, and my friend. So this is what we discussed with them, and they let us know definitely this is what we should do, and this is what we should not do. So that I found that research, it has a very good benefit for the people of my area and the people of the CRR in particular.
Now, what actions were taken from out of this findings you made, and how were they able to translate it to the government or to partners that will be interested in supporting, those projects, those findings that you've made?
Yes, there's a one project at the time called it's based in Basse. I forget the project name again. It's a household name in Basse. I forget the project name again. We once wrote to them with these findings, and they are willing to support us. But what happened is that council also with something that happened, so it doesn't matter. I think the project director, the country project director was removed, and the other one is replaced. So we could not able to move again. But that was our plan to see that we got what we want to do, or we do what we want to do.
Well, viewers, to remind you, you're still watching the Spotlights. I am your host, Aliu Jallo, and my guest tonight is Sulayman M.S. Jagne, a renowned senior forest officer at the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change, and Natural Resources. We will still continue with Mr. Jagne. Of course, most of Gambian youths pass through volunteerism, which actually exposes them to some leadership skills. But often, most of the time, growing up, some of those people do not replicate those skills that they gain in their future endeavors. Now, what is that lesson that our leadership needs to learn to better showcase the attributes of good leadership, especially in workplaces?
Thank you so much, Aliu. I think this question is very, very important. And I wanted to give a very good answer of this. You see, Aliu, in the Gambia here, I don't think leadership is a problem.
You think so?
I'm not sure. You see, what happened is here, Aliu, to be honest with you, we are very good in policy making, Gambia.
Okay.
But when it comes to implementations, we have a problem. Aliu, to be honest with you.
Okay, we will come down to that, because I understand you're also somebody grounded on project management and policy development. So we will look at that. But I'm talking about leadership in workplaces.
In workplaces,
we've seen like a lot of young people. In your village, you serve as a volunteer, and even within the urban area, you serve as a volunteer to some of these organizations, which you are one part of.
Exactly.
But then, growing up, moving up to their future endeavors, you see most of those ones are not replicated. We've seen a lot of bad leadership attributes in some of our workplaces. And you made mention of leadership is not a problem in this country. And a lot of people decry of leadership as a major problem hindering some of our development agendas. Now, could you how what do you mean by that? That leadership is not a problem in our country?
The reasons of I say leadership is not a problem. It's like we have very good leaders, to be honest with you. But like sometimes it's not easy also in the Gambia, in the context of the Gambia. Because why? Aliu, Gambia is a very small country. Do you know? You know me, I know you. If I ask today, when we chat here today, you might know my family, I might know your family. So sometimes you see a leader will have a very good wisdom, and you wanted to operate as it is expected. But due to the fact that Gambia as a small country, people tend to have this barrier syndrome more than what the policy is asking. I don't know whether you understand.
Yeah, I'm getting that point now.
I just want to take you a little background of me a bit. When I was in Dankungu as a forestry officer, there was a fire incident. And I feel I'm supposed to be a good leader, because this is what I try to advocate. And by doing that, there was a very big fire incident that happened between my village, Jagne, Kere Katim, Kere Biran, and my father is Delgado of Jagne. I went there and I talked to my father. I said, look, Dad, there's a fire incident between these two villages. And what the policy is saying is, if the culprit is not being found, the three villages will go to court. I said, you called me Baba. He said, Baba, are you serious? I said, yes. I told him that I'm going to give you 1 week. And I went to the other village also. I told them 1 week. Went to the third village. I said, I'm going to come on a weekend. And when I come back, I'll take actions. So I went, I was making a follow-up by calling to find out. But I understand that they later know the culprit. What is it, this Baja syndrome I'm talking about? They know is the culprit is from one village, but it's from like a very pronounced from one around that area. So they feel they should not disclose it.
Okay.
So I told them, okay, disclose it's okay. I have no problem with that. I went to the chief straight away. I told the chief, write a summon. First started with my father. And they took my father to court. And the other villages, the third villages, first, second, and third village, we all met at the chief. So they asked me,
that was a bold step.
Yeah, I told them that because it's not me who is taking you to court, but it's the policy and the law of the Gambia, which is the supreme to everything what we were doing. It covers everything, the policy, the act. So I told them that it's not me. Don't see that as Sulayman is the one taking me to court, but it's the law of the Gambia.
And how were you perceived at that point in time? Very interesting.
Yes, it's interesting. Like my father was even telling me that, seriously, are you going to take me to court? I said that I will take you to court. I said, but don't see me as Sulayman is taking you to court. See that is the law of the Gambia and the policy and the Forest Act of the Gambia that's taking you to the court. It's not me. The courts, the law, the act said, if there is a fire incident between 3 villages, if the culprit is not found, the 3 villages need to face the court. Oh. So I took them to court, and they were fine, very well. One of the villagers stood up and said, I want the chief to rule this with mercy. I said, I woke up, I also stood up. I said, Chief, there's no mercy in this. What the policy says and what the Forest Act says, you have to do that. So this was
interesting.
Yes, that's what they did.
Now coming down to the official settings, most of the time you see anybody who is in that leadership positions tends to have pride, and instead of acting as a leader, you act as a boss. Now, what lessons could we draw to at least improve those good attributes of a good leader?
Aliu, this is a problem in the Gambia, to be honest with you.
Well, you are making mention of a problem.
Yes,
we want solution to this.
Yes, it's a serious problem.
And how do we address that as a nation?
Yes, you see, what I'm saying here is, it's all geared to not following the policy, what the policy is saying. If what the policy is saying, if we are following that, you'll be there as a leader, but not a boss. Do you know that some institutions, the heads of institutions sometimes it's very difficult, in fact, for their subordinate to talk to them.
Yes.
Even you have something to discuss with them, it's a problem. Because they feel they are boss.
A clear manifestation of the Gambia ambassador to Cuba in Havana with his, deputy mission. We've seen those kind of leadership crises. Is that the same syndrome that we want to see occurring most of the time? How do we challenge some issues like that?
That's why I think because by looking, let me start with our president, His Excellency President Adam Barrow. You've seen Adam, the president, is down to earth. Whether you know him or you don't know him, whenever you want to meet him, you'll meet him. It was open for everybody. Once you have something that concerns the country, very important to the country, his doors are open. But now, if the president is our leader, and he has all the facilities, but he's still down to earth. If everybody is following the footsteps of the president, do you think so this bureaucracy will affect us? Sometimes you see a very important issue that you need to discuss, very urgent for that matter, with someone, but you enter his or her office. You tell them I'm on a meeting, I'm on this. You're going to see him. Okay. At the end of the day, it's a problem.
Now, let's look at your wide range of experience in forestry and environmental management, which spans over a decade, almost 13 years. obviously you must have a lot of skills and knowledge around the environment,
Yeah.
you know, and anything that has to do with forestry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can you share with us where have we gone wrong in most of the projects implemented, especially on environment, when we continue to experience devastating impacts of climate change, like windstorm, erratic rainfall, and flooding, which actually it's something that occurs on year in, year out.
Alio, I think our main problem here is deforestation. You see,
It's
it's
one major impact.
Yes, in any climate change, wherever a climate change meeting takes place, the first thing they will tell you, the major cause of climate change is deforestation. And Gambia today, we have a problem of forest fire. And you see, when there's no forest fire, forest normally, it can normally replace itself. Yes.
Now, but we've seen most of our forests overtaken by savanna grasslands, and then with few trees. How do we address that?
This is
relating to climate change.
This is what I'm saying. You see, Aliu, today, people are talking about illegal felons, but that's just a minor one. To me, today, if you want a one Terracapos irnaceus, what they call as Wayne, see Wolof, you just go and look for only one Terracapos irnaceus. When you want one Kaya senegalesis, that's in Wolof, I think it's a Kai.
Okay, wow.
Yes, you just look at only one Kai. But now, when fire comes, how many trees does it kill? How many trees? Now, you see, every year, if this process continue, obviously we must face deforestation.
But we have a lot of forest officers deployed in. Where's the issue? Where's the challenge now?
This is what I'm saying. You see, like by
is it mobility or is it enforcement of the policy, or is it?
That's number one. But let me tell you one thing. Our human resources. You see, one forestry officer can cover the whole district, and he's daylight, both day and night, is running to make sure that, he secured the area from legal failing, because that's Gambians' number one problem. Let me tell you, when fire emanates, you know what they tell you? Forest call Dimba, or forest send dialer.
Now we understand that corruption is one issue that is really, hampering the development of our forest department. Cognizant of the fact that most of the forest officers are from poor background, and then they are not well remunerated at the end of the year. And then we've seen a lot of people born in charcoal, which actually it's banned in the Gambia.
You see, Aliu, for charcoal burning, let me tell you one thing. For charcoal burning is something that is not supported by Gambia government.
We still have it active. We still have it happening in the Gambia.
It is banned since 1980. And do you know that forestry have two licenses? We have vendor license. We have production license. Gambia, we don't give charcoal burning license to anyone.
But you give vendor license.
We did vendor license. That vendor license, where you allow to export it from anywhere you want to do. Or sorry, you import it from anywhere you want to do to the country.
Even if it has to do with the territories of the country?
No, yes, to be within the country here. But what I'm saying here is, like, I don't know whether you hear me very well. What I'm saying here is we don't allow charcoal burning to happen in the Gambia. Forestry department, we don't allow it. Just recently, we have taken many people to court. And also, as I told you, the two licenses, the production license only for dry wood. We give it to people for only dry wood. Yes, we don't give any production license to anybody as far as charcoal burn is concerned.
But that has not been the case. I've been to a
No,
lot of places in the rural Gambia when people are born in the killing trees.
Exactly. Even myself, last time I was going to our village, Jagne, just around the highway, I met a guy who was born in a charcoal. When I went there, he told me that I just cut the branches of my cashew. I said, yes. If you cut it, then you can use it as a firewood. But charcoal burn is prohibited in the Gambia. We don't allow it. Okay, come to your second point also. You talk about corruption. Am I right?
Yeah,
if I got you right.
Yes, among forest officers.
Yes, among forest officers.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, I can tell you this for free. Huh? You see, sometimes you may face someone like a culprit on this illegal felling. You tell her that yes, I have discussed with forestry officers.
Yes.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you take him to the police station, he will confess that he doesn't even see the forest officers. That's what they use on the local people, those who don't know how forestry operate. They will tell them that I just not a forest officer. It's all let me tell you, Aliu, it's not true. Because I have, let me tell you, almost 2 times myself personally, because I dress like I'm not a forestry officer. You understand? I was driving. I saw 2 people. They were coming with this donkey cart with some pieces of timbers. I told them that, okay, how do you get these timbers? They told me that, yes, we got it from Sare Mansa. You know, I told them that, do you have any license? They said, yes, already we discussed, they are preparing our license with the forest officer. I said, okay. So that's where I take my warrant card out. I told them I'm a forest officer for that matter. I said, the person concerned, I will call the person. They said, no, don't call him. I said, but I think you said your documents are with that person, and he's processing your documents. Then if you tell me, let me not call that document, that means you are not telling me the truth. And this is how what they are doing. They are brainwashing people, local people, telling them that the magician that forest officer, I can tell you this for free. Huh? That's not true.
Okay, now
we are doing all our effort. Do you know that now, Aliu? Do you know that during planting time? During planting time, we don't sit in our office. We leave all the ACs there out. We go outside to plant the whole day. We will planting with the communities.
Oh, like that's a subject matter for another day. But
Okay.
now, moving on now, let's just look at 1 or 2 questions because time is of the essence.
Okay.
Now we will look at the grassroots population,
Okay.
their understanding on climate change and how it connects to their everyday life. You know, how can we as a nation localize the NDC down to the local government and the community level? In just within a minute, if you could summarize, then we will move on to the next point, which has to do with your recent awards.
Okay, if I can you repeat it back for me? Sorry.
Okay. Now the grassroots is the grassroots population is not aware of the climate change and how it connects to their everyday life. Now, how can we as a nation localize the NDCs, you know, down to the local government and to the to the community level?
Yes. Yes, Aliu, thank you so much. Right now, we have a new initiative called sensitization program to the grassroots level. And this, we don't just go to communities. Now we engage you see our regional directors, our regional director recently in LRR, I mean Bajo. Mr. Bajo went to many schools to sensitize students the impact of climate change and the negative impact on their lives. You understand?
So is that the new approach that the ministry is using?
The department.
The department is using to actually help to localize the
Exactly.
NDC.
This is what we are doing right now.
Now, how long would be this
No,
program?
this is going to be a continued process. It has been happening. Even myself personally, when I was in Dankonko, I went to almost about 2 junior secondary schools and 4 private schools around the area there, just to sensitize them on the impact of climate change.
We hope that would be sustainable.
No, it will be sustainable, and we will continue because we feel sensitizing the young ones,
catch them young.
it is spread wider than gathering few elders and talk to them. Because once you tell a child this, you see, I will tell you an example. My child, I was taking ablution He told me, I was talking to someone when I was taking the ablution. He told me that Usa said no one should talk when you are taking ablutions.
Okay, that was interesting.
So you see, to sensitize a child, or to preach a child, he will easily circulate it more than you doing sensitizing an elderly person. That's what we realize now. That's why we are following the schools, from primary schools, secondary schools, and up to junior secondary schools as well. And in case, if as we are going right now, we want even at the university, sometimes we go there, we meet the university students, talk to them about the impact of climate change, and what can we do, to address this, to make our life better than before.
Well, still to remind you, you're watching The Spotlight with me, Aliu Jallo, and Sulayman MS Jagne. Now we move on to the next level, which actually has to do with you. Recently, you've been awarded as the Best Practical Student, 2019 to 2023. Now, could you tell us
How?
what's the secret behind how were you able to get this, cognizant of the fact that you met with a lot of international students, all studying at the same university, with a wide range of focus. Tell us, how do you manage to do it, and then what's the secret? Yeah. And what does the achievement actually mean to you as a person and as a country, and how would it add value to the nation?
Aliu, thank you so much.
I know you must be very active in responding to this one.
Yes, Aliu, honestly speaking, I want to tell you this for free. There's no secret. Right. There's no magic. Learning is a process, and it has own principles. Once you follow that principle, you reach to the point. And when I was a student, I accept that I'm a student. Despite my age, I was sitting with
do you mind sharing your age and then what it means? Because a lot of
yes, because right now,
at your age
yes, right now, because I was sitting with kids that are 30 years, and up to today, I'm up to my 42 years. Oh yeah. So I think I'm a little better. I'm a little bit older than those people. Yes, so. But the reasons of me defeating those people, that's what I'm saying. I say there's no magic. There's no magic.
Well, in the Western world, a lot of people believe that when you get out of something like that, they think about the African juju.
No. Me, I don't believe in that. And what I believe in, whatever as I told you, if you are a student, believe that you are a student, and follow the principles so that you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. When I close from school or from the university, I don't normally go out from my house. When I pray Maghrib, SI, Sulayman is with his books. It's not only this one. You can see this one also. I went on a quiz competition. So, no, this other one.
So viewers, this is sorry. This is just the award per se. This is just the award we are discussing here. Appreciation Award presented to Sulayman MS Jagne, BSc Forest Science Best Practical Student of Batch 2019-2023, presented by Uttaranchal College of Biomedical Science and Hospital in Dhaka.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes. What I'm saying here is like when I pray SI, I don't normally go out, and I have time to communicate with my family. I have time to communicate with my wife and my kids and my mother. From there, I'm with my book. I'm always warm to my books. There's no magic, as I said, in achieving in education field. There's no magic. Hey, look, if anybody tells that the jujus will help you, when you go to the exam hall without you don't read, my brother, you think so that someone is trapping you.
Now, could you give us a synopsis of how you felt that very day when you were awarded this? I know it came by a surprise.
Yes,
of it.
Yes.
How did you feel?
I feel so grateful, and I feel like this award, doesn't belong to Sulayman Jagne alone. It doesn't belong to the Ministry of Environment alone. But I normally listen to our president, His Excellency President Barrow. He says, if you went for something, make sure you do what is expected from you. You achieve what you want. This is what is already ringing in my ears. So I said, look, if our president is saying this, then there's a motive behind. So that motive must be to focus, and which I did actually. I was really focused. Aliu. I don't normally communicate these WhatsApp groups. I don't normally communicate during that time. I'm still now a president of almost about 4 or 5 associations in the Gambia here, up to 3.
Now the quiz competition also is another award that you presented here too.
Yes.
Give us a synopsis of it and what it entails. What was it all about?
Yeah, this quiz competition also is an international quiz competition, which not only India is involved and not only Gambia.
Okay.
But we have people from Germany, you have people from Canada, you have people from Australia, and as much as up to this place, Malaysia. So I went there on behalf of our university with a group. We faced a lot of people. When the first time we sat down and they started raising questions like a rain, I was panicked. I said, look, how many countries are here? Do you think so that we're going to make it? I said, but look, one has to believe in yourself that you're going to make it.
Were you having some fear, phobias within you?
Exactly, but at the first time.
Okay.
But when the process starts, honestly, the questions, when they just ask, I usually, if not my group is asked to answer, I also raise my hands. After one of the lecturer came, one of the facilitator came to me and said, are you reading the whole night? I said, no, I'm not reading the whole night. I said, reading is a process. As I was reading all along, and I don't depend on only one side, not only because I'm a forestry student, I should depend on, even like what they call as current issues. Sometimes you see me reading, going to Facebook, YouTube to find out what are the current issues in the world. So some of those questions, when they come, just like just to drink a water.
I think we'll come down to the last, because I'll let you elaborate, because it's an achievement that really matters now.
Exactly.
Now this is going to be the final question because, like I said, time is an enemy. Now, brain drain. With a lot of people citing, poor working environment and then, poor pay skills. Now, why did you come back to the Gambia with all these awards? You could have been consumed. I'm pretty sure that you had offers back there in India and other countries. Now, why did you come back within just within the scope of 1 minute?
Aliu, thank you. Aliu, I can tell you this right now. I'm offered by Canada government, Ministry of Environment, Climate Change. I was offered as a district supervisor. I forget to bring you this offer letter, so that I will just see. I will just. Yes.
They've been faced with a lot of wildfires.
Exactly. So when I just applied the position, I was just called. I was just going to Brikama. I received a call from this institution. They told me, "Are you Sulayman?" I said, "Yes." They said, we're going to send you offer letter. If you want, even next week, we can start processing your documents for you to come to Canada. I told them, okay. I told them, but you know what? I said, I'm from Gambia. I just test myself to apply this, but it's not my intention to come to Canada as of now. I said, I'm from Gambia, and it's the Gambia government that sponsor me to pursue this program. Today, if you see you are interested on my CV, it's because of Gambia government. So it will not be fair enough. Honestly, to me, it's not going to be fair enough for me to leave Gambia, work, and to serve another country.
No.
Why the sponsors, the main sponsor of these programs are Gambia government? Then am I fair to them?
But we have a lot of Gambians that are funded by the Gambia government, and when they have good offers, they leave.
But the people are not the same, Aliu. I'm telling you this.
How did the society and your family actually perceive you at that point in time when you had an offer that pays you better with a good working condition and in a good environment?
A friend of mine faced me, said, you don't play with us. Sulayman. You cannot be seeing, you know, $5,000 payment and you still want to maintain the Gambian pay scale. I said, look, you see, today, if you see Canada government will offer me this job, it's because of Gambia government. And that's the truth, Ali.
That must be a bold step, right?
Yes, that's the truth. You see, we have to be very fair to our country, Ali, sometimes. You know, let Gambia should not develop you. With all the, you know how many thousands of Gambians are there, they don't get the opportunity. Then you got the opportunity, you still wanted to take that opportunity and give it to someone else that who doesn't deserve it. How many projects are here? Do they train people? But they want ready-made. They want ready-made staffs. They want Gambia government to train people after they take them. And to me, Gambia government also need to have a policy to address those issues. You see, listen to me. You and I and someone else, we are looking for the same opportunity. Then you don't get the opportunity, I got the opportunity. I came back with all the achievements. So I say, okay, now, I'm a big man now. So I should leave the government. Am I fair of government?
Now, I'm afraid we'll have to draw the curtain here, but in 30 seconds, what would be your final take on this interview? And a message to Gambians out there.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank you as my host and proprietor of the Nefatu Network, which is Fatu Kamara, a sister of mine, and also the entire team of Fatu Network. Well, what I will just tell the Gambians, like, let's love our country, and let's be united, and let us understand that there will be no one who will come from anywhere in this world to develop this country apart from us. The other countries that we are yearning to go is developed by someone, is developed by their citizens. Then I believe we also can make Gambia as those countries. But we have to tighten our belts and we bear all the sufferings. Other countries, if they tell them their histories, honestly, you will cry. But they have did whatever they should do necessary to make sure that they are there. Today, those countries before they were there, you see, let me tell you, with the country I did my classes, it's part of developing countries. But I'm telling you from today, in the next 3 years, India will join to develop countries. Because Indians, by seeing their colors, people think so why they don't work. What those people are doing, we are not doing that. They are not exporting anything.
Well,
they are not importing anything.
Well, Alfea, that would be the end of this. It's so interesting, but thank you so much. Well, viewers, that was all we had for you from the Mr. Jagne, an award-winning climate change scientist working with the Ministry of Environment. His message was, we just need to build the resilience around us and to have the love for nation so we could actually... Hello and welcome to the Spotlight. I am your host, Ali Jallo, and tonight my guest is Sulayman MS Jagne, a senior forestry officer at the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources.